Hello, guys. Welcome back. Sorry, to 1878 Blues. This is the match preview for Everton v West Ham United at 3 o'clock tomorrow. As I'm recording this, actually today because it's past 12 o'clock. So sorry for the late match preview. Just being a bit busy past couple of days. Yeah. Uh, just before we talk about this match reaction, obviously I haven't put anything up. Apart from Twitter, I think, regarding my reaction to the 4 points that has been given back to us from the Premier League or whoever controls what, because I really don't know what's going on. It's just all a bit of a mess, and it's embarrassing for the league, and it's embarrassing for us, and it's embarrassing football in general to play with the rules around like this. And I wouldn't say necessarily rules, but they are changing them. And I think it's a bit of a disgrace to any club that gets deductions midway through a season. I don't think it's just unfair on us. It's unfair on other teams in and around us. I can't say I feel sorry for the relegation battling teams because we're in a dogfight with them at the moment, but I have the shoes on the other foot. They don't really know what's going on with us, so it's hard for them to get motivated for games because, you know, we're bouncing up and down the table like a yo-yo, and for them it's all about motivation and kind of assessing what's going on. And listen, the Luton boss brought up the fact that he hasn't even he's just showed them the league table without any deductions. So, but at the same time, it's like a false sense of reality because it isn't exactly what the table's showing. But I do understand why he does it, because at the end of the day, they're in a dogfight. Sheffield United and Burnley do look like they're fading away a bit, but you just never know. There's still a lot of time, a lot of games to go. But it does look like a showdown battle between three teams. Us, Nottingham Forest, who obviously, like us, have a possible 6 points deduction for us yet again in the next coming of weeks, which is not ideal, but all we can do for them 12 points it will be is to win games of football. But yeah, it's between Nottingham Forest, Luton and us, essentially. I think Luton are going to be quite happy if these us and Forest get the 6 points each. I think they have a real chance of staying up then, because I think they play better football than us. I think their team's a bit more, I don't know, more about them. But they do leak goals. We don't. That is the foundation of football, is to stop leaking goals from stop leaking goals in, and then you hopefully get the rewards. But I feel like we focus too much on that, and it kind of takes away any sort of attacking display, or any real threat towards anyone's goal. And yeah, all we can do, which we haven't been doing, picking up points is all good, but if there's no deductions, despite whatever position we are in now, picking up points isn't the worst thing when you're in a relegation battle, because at least you're picking up points. You're not losing games. It kind of keeps some sort of good spirit around the group that you're not losing games. You're still in games. You're still picking up, like I say, points. But when you have a possible now 12 points deduction, points are not good enough. And I think Dyche needs to start taking a bit of a risk, because up to now, this whole defensive display and the third or fourth lowest team in conceding goals, fourth lowest goals conceded, in the league, or third, which is excellent. But like I said, the attacking display, attacking threat is non-existent, and very desperate sort of type of attack and play. You know, we know exactly how we play. Tarkowski long ball, someone heads it down like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who hasn't scored in 20 games, by the way. Let's just say that. Despite all the stats, you dare to score goals. 20 league games without a goal, to me, is disgusting. Some of the chances he's missed, yes, he's not getting a lot of service. Um, but I'm sorry, when you are not getting a lot of service, when you get that chance, you've got to get out that chance with both hands. Not literally, because there will be handball, but you've got to take them opportunities. You've got to show yourself why you're in the Premier League and why you are a striker for a Premier League club. You need to take the opportunities when it comes at you. I'm not expecting him to score every single one, but 20 league games without a goal, to me, I'm sorry, it's nothing short of a disgrace. And that's the fundamental reason, and one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why we haven't been winning games, because we haven't got a striker who will go, I'll give anything for a chance. And it doesn't feel like when that happens to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he doesn't have any belief that he's going to score. And obviously confidence is a massive thing in football, but I just think it's getting to the stage where, come on, mate, like, you've got to be giving something here. You've got to be doing something for this team in terms of putting that ball in the back of the net. You've seen Branthwaite scoring goals like that last week. You know, players need to start doing more. I don't know how much control Dyche has on a squad, but it really does feel like the players, when they go up, like the wingers as well, they feel very limited on what they can do. Otherwise, they'll get absolutely screamed at and then pulled from playing the next game or two. It just feels like they're very restricted to do and have any freedom when going forward, because they're going to leave too much space in behind. And that's a problem. And West Ham have conceded a lot of goals. They haven't got the best defence. They've got Calvin Phillips back, which, you know, you can joke about that. That's a benefit for us, but all of a sudden he'll play out of his skin against us. But they have got a leaky defence, but we've got a terrible attack. We've got a great defence, and they've got an alright attacking team with, obviously, I think Paqueta's back, which makes a massive difference for them. Bowen scored a hat-trick the other day. But they are very inconsistent. I don't think they're going to be anywhere in Europe this season with their continual run in the Europa League. You know, I think that's their best chance of getting anything in Europe this season. So the Premier League isn't massively something. Obviously, they would want to improve on, but I think they have to rely on the cup competitions to get them anywhere for another chance of Europe next season. But we've got to take opportunities now, because 9 games not winning or whatever it is not good enough. And like I said before, the deductions make the job 10 times harder. And if we just start hopefully finding a patch of form like we did just after the first initial 10 points deduction, 4 games in a row winning, you know what I mean? It's a lot of points on the board, and it certainly eases the pressure. I don't think we're going to get away with another. I don't think we're going to get away with a fine or anything for this second. I forgot the way I thought it, but basically we're going, second. Oh, what is it called? Why is my brain just absolutely went blank? Second charge. Okay, now. So we're gonna have to start putting wins on the board, and it has to start with this game. You know, we should have beat Brighton. Them points would have been massive, especially with what we're going through. Them extra 2 points would have been absolutely massive, and we haven't got them. We should have really defended a lot better in the final 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so. The game should have been approached differently, in my opinion. But I'm not the manager. But we have to start taking some risks, because I feel like if we get at this West Ham team, we can get something out of this game. If we play it safe, it could easily be a 0-0 or a 1-0 loss to West Ham at home, which we've seen plenty of games at home where we've not done that great, and try too hard to be defensive, and then, you know, a great goal or just some sort of goal breaks that, and then we're desperately trying to find an answer in the last 20 minutes or so. And that's a horrible feeling that I have towards this game, that it's going to turn out the same way, but he's going to have to start. You know, it's a problem. This not scoring goals. Scoring goals don't keep you in the league. Not scoring enough goals doesn't keep you in the league. And I'd rather just see a bit more of an open game of football, a bit more fluidity in our whole play. It's the same stuff we're seeing every single game, and fuck me, it's boring. And you could go, yeah, it's boring, but it's getting your results. It's not really. And listen, 8 wins this season is the same as last season, I think, or whatever it was. 34 points. No. 31 points or something we should have now, which is an extraordinary amount for a club and a team that has been struggling for the past number of seasons. A lot of the effort and a lot of points came from the first half of the season. But like I said, 9 games is nearly a quarter of the league of the season, and you haven't won a game, and you know that run's going to have to end at some point, and we're going to have to pick up these 3 points. And with the running we have, this type of game, we need to pick up 3 points, or we're going to make it really hard for ourselves. You know, even if we didn't get another 6 points deduction coming in, you need to win this game, because it would put you on 28 points. But obviously, 6 points with a win deduction would be 22 points, and it's again a horrible situation we could be in, which most likely will happen. I don't know. I'm just absolutely exhausted. I think this season, I could easily say this season has been more exhausting than the other 2 seasons. They were horrendous, and especially the first one, when we stayed up by winning 3-2 against Crystal Palace, was exhausting, because I've never been through like anything like that at all, apart from a few little scares there and there. And when we was younger, we was fighting relegation, but like I said, I couldn't understand football as much then, and it didn't, you know, you just wasn't kind of aware of the severity of going down back then. Now at my age, you know, this out of the 3 seasons, which, like I said, I could argue the first season probably the toughest, because I've not experienced anything like that as a mature adult. This is up there, to be honest, very close, probably level, because of the constant up and down, with our points, with the uncertainty of anything. It's been a tough old ride, but you know what we can do, you know, especially with Sean Dyche probably telling the team, listen, we're most likely going to get another 6 points deduction. We need to start winning games. We need to start winning games, and he needs to change his attitude towards games. I know he doesn't like to risk too much and like to stay in the game, and we haven't got the attacking flair and attacking players to be winning 3-0, 4-0 and whatnot. But something's got to change, because it's the same kind of results we're getting here on a consistent basis, either a narrow defeat or a draw. Something's got to change there, because this is not like we're in mid-table and nothing's going to happen to us. You can call it progression in that way, if you could say boredom, but progression, we haven't got that, unfortunate. We haven't got that time to be approaching games like that. We need to be doing more. We need to realise that we're not in a very good situation here, and we need to start picking up wins, and maybe some losses will come with that, but 3 points is needed. You know, if you could win out of 3 games, you could win 2 and get beat and get hammered in 1. That's all fine with me, because I think our goal difference is a lot better and superior than the other teams in and around us. So I think we should start taking a few more risks, trying to get a win on the board. But that's me. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for reaction. Hopefully I won't be as miserable as I am now, and have a bit more belief that this team, with despite the points deduction, could stay up. It's gonna be an absolute horrendous running, but you know, I'm never gonna stop supporting this team, so, or this club, you could say. Anyway, see you later. Like, comment, subscribe.